When you really think about it, it's always been snitches. That's how a lot of people got caught. The object is to get out the hood. It's always to get out the hood. It ain't to be a bigger monster.
I'm a real nigga, how you like that? If I hit her in the DM, she gon' write back. Fly her to my city, she be right back. 20, 150s, I know you like that. I'm a real nigga, how you like that? If I hit her in the DM, she gon' write back.
What it do, YouTube squad / family? It's your boy CBE Frank, and you already know you part of the squad if you just watch my videos. But you really a family member. You really like that with me if you subscribe to the channel. You gotta subscribe to be a family member. And with being a family member comes all types of perks. You know what I'm saying? The first perk is when I reach 100 subscribers, I'll be picking one person out of my 100 subscribers to give $100 to. Then, when I reach 200 subscribers, I'll be picking 2 people out my 200 subscribers to give $100 to. And I'm gonna do that all the way up until I get 1,000 subscribers. You see what I'm saying? So, be a part of the family now. And as we grow together, we all gonna get money together. We all gonna get rich together. We all gonna, you feel me? This ain't a one-way street. You feel me? I want y'all to get money and watch me. You not just watch me and just be entertained. I want y'all to really get to the bag too. You feel me? But today in this video, we got a Philadelphia rapper who just cannot stay out of jail. That be the downfall of a lot of talented motherfuckers around here, especially when it comes to rap. They either be unalive or they can't stay out of jail. But we finna get cracking right now.
There's not much of you left. That's why you're starting CCK. When you're in CCK, well, CCK is going away. And as for 524, we're going to close the cell door.
Lil Bucks was on top of his career, making noise and running Philly before he got locked up last August. Now we're breaking down the crazy story of how everything went down. Bucks is from North Philly, down 24th and Diamond. But when he was young, he moved to West Philly. That's when he started hanging with the guys from 60th and Lansdowne. And that's when he started getting into the streets. Growing up in a tough environment, he faced very...
Go ahead, this mug. Go ahead. Hurry up, man. Hey, don't ever say I never did nothing for you. You feel me? Don't never say that.
struggles, including the loss of his grandmother, which deeply affected him and fueled his determination to succeed. His father was incarcerated.
This nigga low-key looked like Pop Hunted.
When Bucks was 11, leaving his mother to raise him and his siblings. The absence of a father figure led him to seek belonging in the streets, eventually getting involved with gangs. This lifestyle resulted in him being in and out of juvenile detention multiple times before focusing on music. By the time he turned 14, Bucks was deep in the trenches, catching cases and making a name for himself. 60th and Lansdowne wasn't just any block. They had ties to 64th and Callow Hill, the block one mirrors from. That block's also where one of Bucks' close homies got killed. On May 11th, 2018, Sandria Williams, or Bro Bro, was out with two other people, walking home on 64th and Carton, when out of nowhere, two shooters popped out the cut and started firing down the block. Bro Bro got hit bad. She was rushed to the hospital but didn't make it. The two other teenagers she were with, who were both members of O to the 4, survived. One of them was Big 4 times from 64th Street, who ended up telling on the shooters.
Well, within the
That'd be crazy, like, and I know in today, with all the stuff that's going on with the Woody, the Gunners, and everybody else, snitching has become a big topic in hip-hop, but when you really think about it, it's always been snitches. It's always been snitches when it comes to streets. That's how a lot of people got caught. You feel me? It's always been snitches. And snitches ain't always been getting stitches. You feel me? Like that's like a myth. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta think about it. Nowadays, it's so easy to get online and get somebody's paperwork. Back in the days, people weren't doing that. So somebody could snitch on somebody from out of state and go back home to where they are originally from, and nobody will know they was snitch.
Philadelphia homicide detectives updated us on their investigation of a deadly triple shooting last week in West Philadelphia. 17-year-old Sandria Williams was shot and killed in front of her home on the 300 block of North Simpson Street Friday night. Police say two gunmen fired more than 20 shots. Two teenage boys were also injured. Police say Williams was not the target.
Sandria's mom apparently watched the whole thing from the porch. Even though she was a girl, the ops didn't care. 616, or the fixers claimed the hit and rapped about it, taunting the situation in their tracks. After that, Bucks wasn't playing around no more. He linked with One Mirror, dropped their first track, and the numbers went crazy. That's when they formed O to the 4, or the Campers, and things started moving faster than he expected. At first, Bucks wasn't even thinking about taking rap serious, but once he saw how quick that song went up, he couldn't ignore it. Bucks and One Mirror dropped fire after fire like We Spinning 2 and Spin Again. But the thing about Bucks, he couldn't stay out of trouble. He was in and out of jail all through 2020. By December, he was back out again, and that's when he dropped Homicide Camp. That's when everything seemed to be turning around. But it didn't last long. On December...
This be my thing about when you see you got traction. Because it's a lot of people out here that try to rap. There's a lot of people that's in street wars that's trying to rap and can't get 2,000-3,000 views on a YouTube video. So if you somebody that just happen to try it and then you just kind of start blowing up, the numbers start, you get put in the algorithm early, your first couple of videos, and every time you drop, it seems like it's getting bigger and bigger. Why self-sabotage yourself? And I understand that this life is something you were living already before the rap came along, but it's like, you see what these rappers are making. You see what these rappers are doing. Touring, going out of state, city. The object is to get out the hood. You know, it's always to get out the hood. It ain't to be a bigger monster or a bigger demon. Like, it's to get away from that stuff and bring the ones that want to get away too with you. And show them a way to do this stuff the right way. So people can be here. Like, I don't get that. That's one thing I'll never be able to get. You know what I'm saying?
8th, 2020, tragedy struck for O to the 4. Bucks lost two of his closest homies, Sabir Mack, or Buka, and Frank Smith, or Thule. They were driving down 51st Street, which is in the area that somebody Thule had robbed twice is from. While they were driving, someone from a set called 524 pulled up and started spraying up the car. Once the cops got to the scene, found them both, Buka and Thule, shot in their heads in a white Chrysler. They rushed them to the hospital, but unfortunately, both Buka and Thule didn't make it.
A teenager on critical condition following a shooting in Philadelphia. The testing session happened at around 6:30 this evening near the 1200 block of South 51st Street. A 16-year-old and a 21-year-old were both rushed to Penn Presbyterian Hospital. No arrests have been made.
Bucks was torn inside. He said in interviews he almost quit rap after losing his homies, but his squad pushed him to keep going. He had to keep the legacy alive, but the pain didn't stop there. Just 2 months later, on March 11, 2021, Bucks lost another close homie, Lil Mir. He was chilling in a car on 76th Street with some OVP members when somebody snuck up behind the car and started shooting. Mir got hit in his neck and unfortunately didn't survive. 616, he once again claimed responsibility for the incident. Amin Hurst from 6...
I ain't gonna lie, 616 like they up on the scoreboard.
He was arrested 2 months later for this murder. He was also arrested for 2 other incidents, including one when he killed a teen outside of prison. All this was hard on Bucks, but he didn't stop grinding. 2 weeks later, he dropped a song called Track Start, and in the description he wrote, "We wrote this shit for y'all." Fast forward 3 months later to June, and Bucks found himself locked up again on weapon charges. The very next day, his homie Lil 60 got killed in a shooting on 55th Street. 60 was out walking with his 3-year-old son and his friend Evan. They were apparently trying to sell a car, and it just came from 60's mother's house. That's when 2 dudes jumped out of a car and started shooting. 60 and Evan were both hit, and neither of them made it. His son was also hit and grazed in his leg and head, but he miraculously survived.
Police say a white SUV pulled up alongside the black Nissan, and 2 shooters got out and opened fire. The 2 men near the Nissan were killed. The toddler survived to the hospital.
The 3-year-old male was struck multiple times in the leg.
But the violence wasn't over.
This hit Bucks to the core, because him and 60 were both from 60th and Lansdowne, and 60 was like a big brother to Bucks. Bucks had to sit in jail while all this madness was happening around him. And just the next month, on July 21st, 2021, Bucks lost yet another friend. Bucks' homies K3 and Snipe, they gonna play basketball.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was Lil Bucks, I had to contact this YouTuber and be like, bro, you gotta make a video about the other side. You can't just have a video about everybody that got slapped on my side. Like, y'all making it seem like it's 0 to 28.
Snipe tried to hop out and run, but he got hit in his chest and didn't make it. K3 also got hit in his head and he died later that day.
Today at noon, an hour before the mayor was to address gun violence, 3 teenage males were shot in the 200 block of North 56 that were sitting in a blue Hyundai. A 16 and 18-year-old were shot and killed. A third victim, a 16-year-old, was wounded after being shot in the shoulder. But the mayor doesn't believe a state of emergency declaration is needed.
The shooter was targeting 2 other kids from 0 to the 4 who had hopped in the car. One of them ended up running out the car while the other got hit in the shoulder and survived. Snipe and K3 were both from 56 and Christian. The 56th Street Clappers and YVC were both cool before this happened. And YVC even apologized for killing Snipe and K3 by accident. But 56ers didn't want to hear it. After this, the Campers, 56ers Clappers, and some of the Clappers with a K from 7th and South Philly and West Philly teamed up and formed CCK. They all knew either Snipe and K3 and felt like they needed to get revenge for the two. And 4 months later, they killed a teen named Baz from Nineside. Nineside and YVC are really close. And after K3 and Snipe died, Baz started dissing K3. On November 8th, 2021, Baz was at a bus stop after leaving school when 3 Clappers with a K from CCK pulled up and started shooting. Baz got hit 11 times in his chest and later died at the hospital.
Westminster and Belmont Avenues. Police tell us a 17 or 18-year-old was killed after getting shot multiple times around 3:30 this afternoon. Officers do not have any information about the second victim just yet.
When Bucks got out in 2022, he started dissing Baz and calling him Bus Stop. Bucks and his new squad start dropping heat. Young Liv from 56 has started dropping tracks with Bucks, and they start running up millions of views together. Then, in March 2022, Bucks got hit with another charge for weapons and gets locked up again. While he was booked, his gang was putting pressure or on ops for killing Snipe and K3. On May 13th, 2022, Baby Kyle from YVC had posted his location on his story, and just 20 minutes later, while sitting in his car, 2 CCK members walked in and killed him.
Southwest Philadelphia police responding to the 1200 block of South 57th Street. It was just before 8:30 tonight. They say they found a 19-year-old man shot multiple times inside his car. He was pronounced dead minutes later. Investigators say 2 men approached the victim's car and opened fire. At least 29 shell casings were found at that scene.
So clearly, this was a targeted shooting and an execution-style killing.
The suspects are still on the run. Police continue to investigate.
Trust me, they are not on the run. They at the crib, rolling up, on live, or recording themselves mocking this dude that just got unalived. Trust me, they're not on the run. They're getting high, calling the members. They're about to throw a party because they just caught them one. I promise you.
When the cops got there, they said BK or Baby K got shot over 20 times. Bucks ended up getting out in later that year, and Bucks started hanging out in his old hood down 24th and Diamond. This time, Bucks swears to his fans that he's done with jail. He tells his fans he ain't going back, but it's like the DA had it out for him. The DA put out a press conference where he name-dropped CCK and told them that CCK is going away.
You told you 0 to the 4. You said you're going to go to jail. 0 to the 4 is going to go to jail. We said, did you hear what ADA Palmer said? There's not much of you left. That's why you're starting CCK. Or you're in CCK. Well, CCK is going away.
And I want to say, and this kind of goes back to the last thing I just said, like, all y'all getting on the internet, taunting people, throwing up the game, dissing this game, the whole little thing. Y'all giving up everything on the internet, you know? And it's like, we gonna start seeing less and less of these documentaries. And if we do see more, it's gonna be short. It ain't gonna be like this happened from this year and then 4 years later. It's gonna be this happened in January and by July everybody was dead or locked up. Like, for real, it's getting shorter and shorter because the police are getting smarter and smarter. And like I said, everybody snitches, whether they self-snitching or straight up snitching to the police. Everybody's snitching. You did. So, guess what? You out here on the internet, tying this person, talking about this, all this, and the whole third and fifth. Guess what? All they gotta do is come to Rico. Now all y'all getting picked up, souped up. You feel me? And y'all on live saying y'all did it. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then a lot of y'all not smart enough to not take your cell phone with y'all. You feel me? I watch. It's one of these videos. Go and watch within the last 3 videos I just posted. You'll see in one of these videos they went and did a hit. They ran to somebody's house to do a hit, to unalive somebody. On the way out the house, one of the guys that did the hit dropped their phone. Like, you weren't even smart enough to not bring your phone. Then you brought your phone, you dropped it. What was it in your hand? Were you trying to record yourself running out? Like, what's going on? Like, just give it up, you know? Like, the streets gonna always be the streets, but it used to be cold. It used to be, if you wasn't involved with what was going on, you didn't really know what was going on, you know? And you damn sure wasn't gonna be able to go on the internet and find out what was going on. You know, when I was coming up, that's how it was. You feel me? Ever since, you know, 2015, I really believe after really 2020 it got extra crazy, but it was already getting crazy before then. You know, but ever since the 2015 and all the way up until now, it's just, these last 10 years, it's just a fat ass paper trail. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all not even trying to get away.
You'll be getting your time when you're doing hard time. So think about it, because the time to think about it is past.
On December 5th, J100 from YBC was walking to his Uber when he was gunned down. CCK and Lil Bucks started trolling Jay not even 10 minutes after it happened, and it was clear that they were the ones involved. But just a week after this, CCK got wrapped up.
What I just said, I promise you on everything I love, put right hand to God, I have not watched this video. And he just said it, what I literally just said. 10 minutes after it happened, y'all start trolling this man. Police probably ain't even picked this man up yet. The ambulance ain't probably got to this man yet. Y'all already trolling him. How y'all know he dead unless y'all... Come on, bro. How y'all know he unalive unless y'all... That's what I'm saying. Stupid. The streets ain't for everybody. Just cause...
Got hit with multiple charges for different homicides. They even shot over 12 people in a single day. CCK was catching heat everywhere. His homie Hefe also got wrapped up in this indictment, but he ended up going on the run. Even with all this drama, Bucks didn't stop rapping about all the drama his gang was getting into. In March 2023, his homie HL Osama, who had been locked up since 2020, finally came home, and him and Bucks got really close. Bucks kept the music rolling, and he started dropping track after track with the hottest in the city. He started linking with OT7 Kwani and Leaf Ward, making moves, getting millions of views on everything. By the 4th of July, Bucks threw a huge party.
And I just did a video on 7 Ward. Go ahead and watch that. It's probably uploaded. I might put it somewhere at the end of the video, but I just did a video on 7 Ward.
24th and Diamond. Everybody came through, thousands of people, and the whole city showed up. Bucks even shot a music video with his fans in the background. But surprisingly, nothing popped off that night. Then, in August, Leaf got arrested. He was with his girl, taking her out for a date when he saw a tow truck hooking up his Hellcat. Leaf ran at the tow truck driver, but ran back in the store after he saw the cops. The cops ended up chasing him down. He tossed a weapon with a switch on it in a trash can before they caught him. One of the workers saw that and ended up telling the cops. He was facing over 20 years. Bucks was left to grind solo now because OT7 had left the city. Just a week later, Bucks got arrested walking down downtown Philly with a friend. His homie went live, recording the whole thing. In jail, Bucks kept his head high. He was even seen freestyling on a phone call with HL Osama. The day after that video call, HL was chilling with some females on 61st Street when shots rang out.
Breaking overnight, a shooting in the city's Overbrook section left 2 people in critical condition. It happened on the 1500 block of North 61st Street at 10:30 p.m. Police say they found a 19-year-old woman and a man possibly in his 20s, both shot in the abdomen and torso. The 2 were taken to Lankenau Hospital. Witnesses saw the suspected gunman fleeing south on 61st Street.
He got hit bad and didn't make it. It was another loss Bucks had to take. Bucks was also getting into a lot of fights in jail at this time, so he was pretty stressed out. His mom had to call the jail and get Bucks transferred to a different jail for his safety. His ops started trolling him after this and saying stuff like, "You let her mom switch her jail, that's not gangster." But it didn't stop there. Just 2 months later, Bucks lost another homie, Sparky, from 60th Street. He got killed while walking on Salford Street. It was a cold game, and every time Bucks thought he could catch a break, something bad happened. Eventually, Lil Bucks was sentenced to 3 years, but with good behavior, he might get out early. On May 18th, 2024, another one of Bucks' childhood friends, Qua, was gunned down. He was walking on 55th in Baltimore while waiting for a girl, when 4 YBC members pulled up and boxed him in.
Philadelphia police investigating the city's latest homicide this morning. NBC 10 in West Philly overnight, where a man was shot and killed outside of a Chinese takeout restaurant. This is Baltimore Avenue near 55th Street. Investigators were called here shortly after 11 o'clock last night. They have not said anything about what may have led up to the shooting. So far, no arrests.
Many people think that he was set up by a girl. YBC starting trolling hard after this because they had finally got back for their homies. YBC Duel even made a whole song called Baltimore, where he rapped shout out to the DMV, but some body on Baltimore just got the belt. 4 shooters jumped right out, hit him 12 times, they did it well. But then in August, Dole got killed while driving around in Olney. Bucks still has the city watching, and now with Dole being dead, when he comes home, he's gonna be even bigger. His journey ain't over, and hopefully he can turn his life around once he comes home.
Hopefully he come home, he move out the city, he moves at least a couple hours away from the city, if not just out the state in general, you know, and focus on your rap career, bro. Like, ain't nothing you gonna do gonna make this better, bro. You know, you gonna constantly keep losing people. It's gonna be on both sides, and only thing that's gonna happen to you by staying there is either being unalive or going back to jail.